welcome back. Of course, we are in conversation with Senior Counsel Martha Karua regarding her ordeal, her recent ordeal where she was deported from Tanzania. Now remember, this is something that has been ongoing for quite some time. Boniface Mangi, of course, today was also released and he was found in Kwale County. Now, what exactly has happened? Well, we're going to be speaking to her. Senior Counsel Martha Karua is with us live and we're going to be having this conversation with her. Senior Counsel Martha Karua, remember, President Samia Suluhu spoke after this particular issue, and this is what she had to say in her statement. So she says that we will not allow anybody to come into our country and disturb the peace. What exactly is your take on this particular statement by Mama Suluhu?
One, she owned that violation of the treaty, throwing East Africans out of Tanzania, which is against the spirit of the treaty, for no reason. If we had committed any offense, why didn't they say so? I had, subsequent to her statement, a party official of her party, CCM, a Mr. Wasira, claiming that because I had said I come to Tanzania in two capacities, as a lawyer and as a politician to observe the case, that's the reason we were thrown out. It is not true. If that is the reason I was thrown out, they would have told me. And then why would they throw the others out? Nobody else had made a statement. This is a statement I made in April. So if truly it was the reason, you'd expect they would not have barred Chief Justice Willy Mutunga, who has never made, to my knowledge, any statement on the situation in Tanzania, and all the others. So this is an afterthought, after they have seen the reaction of the world to that very crude way in which they treated us as East Africans. And if observing a trial is not a good thing in Tanzania, although the law permits it by declaring the trial public, then what were the foreign diplomats doing in court? And by the way, there were other observers in court on that day. It's only the 6 of us who were prevented from entering Tanzania.
Right. Now, human rights activist Boniface Mangi was released today. And have you managed to have a conversation with him since then? How is he feeling? And if yes, maybe you can share with us what exactly he said to you.
I would not say he was released. I would say he was dumped on the Kenya-Tanzania border at Lungalunga, which is not his home. He had no phone. They returned his passport on dumping him there. And he found his way to Mombasa. Through the help of other people, he was able to call his wife. And that's how the wife organized to go for him in Mombasa, because he was injured, could hardly walk. He was ushered into the plane on a wheelchair and out of the plane in Nairobi on a wheelchair. Boni has given a statement this evening at Wilson Airport. It is not for me to try and water down that statement. All I can say, I went to the hospital to see him. I have found him in a lot of pain. He has shown me swellings on his feet, and he has said he is feeling pain all over his body where he was tortured. The doctors are examining him, and there will be a full medical report, and it's for him to share. But the question is, why adopt torture, cruel and degrading and inhuman treatment? Why would Tanzania do that to a Kenyan and to a Ugandan? Because Boni was detained alongside Agatha Atuhaire, a human rights defender from Uganda. Why torture them? Because he told me he could hear Agatha being tortured in the next room. Where is Agatha? Is this the East Africa that subscribes to the rule of law, good governance, and democracy? The government of Tanzania under Mama Suluhu has shown its real face, a violator of human rights, and it is not alone. Kenya is complicit. This situation could have been different if Kenya had demanded an explanation on Sunday and on Monday when Boni was arrested and the others. It could have asked for them to be returned or reasons to be given. But when CS Mudavadi seems to gloat over the mistreatment of Kenyans, that is where the Tanzanian government got the audacity to torture Kenyans. The Kenyan government is responsible, together with the Tanzanian government, for the torture Boni and Agatha Atuhaire have undergone, and Agatha is still missing. In Tanzania, we are aware that an activist whom I had met recently, Mudude Nyagali, has been missing for more than 100 days. He was abducted from his house by people believed to be police. They tortured him in his house, and videos from his family show blood, a bloody scene in his house. Is he well? What is happening to Tanzania? Torture of nationals, torture of foreigners. And last year, we know, an official of Chadema was abducted from a bus and he turned up tortured and dead. Others have been tortured. What is happening to Tanzania? What is happening to Kenya, where citizens have been abducted, tortured, some turning up dead, some still missing? 2 of the Mlolongo 4 are still missing up today. Our governments are not taking any responsibility. Why do they exist if they cannot be able to look after the security of the citizens? In Uganda, routinely, members of Bobi Wine's party, NUP, are abducted, tortured. 36 members of Besige's party were abducted from Kenya, from Kisumu, July of last year, tortured and renditioned to Uganda, where they were charged before the military tribunal. They've only been released from those charges recently. Besige himself, whom I represent, together with his friend Obed Lutare, were abducted from Kenya by people believed to be Kenyan security agencies collaborating with Ugandan security agencies, renditioned to Uganda, and is still in custody up to today. I was in court at Nakawa yesterday, where they gave a mention date for next week, but today I'm seeing a production warrant done for tomorrow. I do not know what is happening to our beloved Jumuiya. We are asking citizens to speak up against torture, against violation of their rights, against enforced disappearances, against desecrations of our constitutions, which have similarities in regard to human rights, good governance, and the rule of law. To also stand up for the Jumuiya, together in solidarity in our respective countries. Let us resist oppression. Let us push back. And together as citizens of Jumuiya, let's hold hands and push back. We deserve better. We must not allow this to continue. We must do the best we can and usher in, through lawful means, governments that look after our interests and respect our rights.
Senior Counsel, maybe if you could tell me if you've actually sought intervention from the African Union now that Kenya and Tanzania, the 2 countries, are actually member.
I have, even Uganda is a member. I wrote a letter today as the coordinator of the Pan-African Progressive Leaders Solidarity Network, The letter is addressed to the AU, to the African Commission on Human and People's Rights, to the Jumuiya, to UN Human Rights, and to our partners residing in our country, highlighting the situation and calling for action, especially from the watchdog institutions of Africa. Why do we have an AU, Peace and Security Committee? Is it peace and security for the leaders or for the citizens? Why do we have Jumuiya? Why do we have SADC? Because Tanzania is a member of the Jumuiya and of SADC. We're also calling upon professionals in East Africa and in Africa. Serve your fellow citizens. Even though the leaders may appoint you, they appoint you in the name of the citizens of our respective countries and of Jumuiya. You are our servants collectively. Listen to the cries of the people of the Jumuiya, adhere to the Constitutive Act of the East African Community, and if you are in SADC, adhere to the Constitutive Act of SADC, and overall adhere to the African Charter on Human and People's Rights and its protocols. It is you and me as professionals in the Jumuiya, it's you and me as citizens of the Jumuiya who, in solidarity, can push back and get us out of this situation. The time is now.
Thank you very much for this. Of course, we appreciate your time, and we really do hope that Agatha is found very, very soon and she is released as well. So once again, we appreciate the fact that you are speaking to us right here at TV47, and keep up with the good work that you have been doing for the last few years, and of course, as you continue to do so for the country. Thank you once again, Senior Counsel Martha Karua.
Thank you for having me. Good evening.